Nothing stays the same, right? Maybe I should move that. Hi, I'm Farouk, and this is me just trying to bring you all up to date. Where should we begin, John? Catch up or carry on?
Catch up. I vote for catch up.
Me too. Okay. First I was alone, new country like this, sad. Then I met friends, great friends. The friends introduced me to John. John loves Jesus, me too. So do the friends. Marriage made in heaven.
Marriage. That was something.
Figure of speech, right? But I did marry Stella, the best. Friends, yeah, my family. Father, mother, sister, away out there. I thought I was lost, but they're really lost. Father is sick, which is sad. Mother crazy, which is bad. Sister, well, Dunya, she's just my little sister. And then there's me, Farouk, and John. Oh, I mentioned John. There behind the camera.
Hey, that's not quite what I had in mind. But anyway, now that we're here, let's get back into the story. I met with Stella. We talked. She's worried about you. Do you want to talk about it?
It's my dad. And now my sister Dunya. I don't know who wants what. He doesn't want to talk about my faith, and that's all she asks about. I'm on thin ice. You know what I mean? Stella, you go ahead.
No, go ahead. Seriously, go ahead. Okay, I was thinking about your sister, about Dunya, how we need to talk with her, but without making a problem for her at home.
Home is full of problems. I mean, Stella, I need to talk to my parents about her, about the marriage, about me, I suppose, without causing more problems at home.
We're more worried about them than about you, than about what's happening here.
I'll be okay.
That is what worries me.
Oh, what should I do?
It's tough. Some things are public, some private.
Well, we've got public and private now.
We always have public and private. Who I am, what I do, my work, and so on. How I relate with others. That's public. But inside, what really makes me tick, that is private.
You obviously don't know where I come from.
Meaning?
Everything's public. And at the same time, everything's private. They know everything about me. And then they know nothing about me. Dunya got back to me. Family. I'm sure she would have had more to say, more to ask, but the batteries, check it out.
If Dad sees this, he'll kill me. But I had to talk to you about Jesus. Guess what? My friend, Marwa, someone who does religious studies at school, she told me Jesus is different. You were right. The first thing she said is that he is born of a virgin, but has no father, but Uncle Azim believes that too. The second thing she said is that he is sinless. I don't remember where, but it's somewhere in our holy book when the angel Gabriel told Mary she was going to have a son.
She's right. The Bible said it. Hebrews 4, verse 15. I know this one off by heart, I think. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, But we have one who has been tempted in every way, just as we are, yet was without sin.
She said something else amazing, that the prophets foretold that Jesus would be born way ahead of time.
Her friend knows her stuff.
About 750 years before Christ was born, the prophet Isaiah said, and I quote, once I found it, "Therefore the Lord himself will give you a sign. Behold, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and shall call his name Emmanuel." It means God with us. You getting this? And later he said, "For unto us a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government will be upon his shoulder, and his name will be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace." Is that enough? There's so much more. About 50 years later, another prophet said where Jesus would be born, a tiny little village called Bethlehem. "But you, Bethlehem, Ephratah, though you are little among the thousands of Judea, yet out of you shall come forth to me the one to be ruler in Israel, whose goings forth are from of old, from everlasting."
Think of it. It's like me predicting the President of the States will be born in a tiny town called Hicksville, and he'll be a great leader and change the world. But I'm not talking next year or the next. I'm talking 750 years' time. That's how far ahead the prophets knew Jesus was coming. They told the world. Nothing private about that. Later, when Christ had become a man, God said, "This is my Son of whom I am well pleased." And who are we to argue with God?
How do they know this stuff, Farouk? It's all too weird for me to deal with.
Her next question had to be, Jesus? Alive? I can hear the argument. Everyone dies. Everything dies. Even Donya's battery died. But Jesus is alive.
He was crucified, dead and buried, but on the third day he rose again. This is what they said at the time. It's in Romans. Here we go. "Knowing that Christ, having been raised from the dead, dies no more, death no longer has dominion over him. For the death that he died to sin once for all, but the life that he lives to God." Even your uncle Azim believes that Christ is alive, that he will come back in the last days to judge us all.
Uncle Azim and I can at least agree on that.
Fixed up. I'm back. So, Farouk, who is this Jesus? And what about him being alive?
I thought she was gone. Good question. Who is he? While he was on earth, he healed the sick, cast out demons, raised the dead, forgave sins, was perfect and without sin. Amazing. Then he beat death forever. Then he went to God, from where he'll come to judge in the last days. And he wants to be your friend. Who is he? He is a gift. And we should celebrate.